So a big applause to Karla Ortiz. As you guys know, Karla is a huge friend of THU, is advisor board of THU, and she's part of the heart of THU. So a big applause to Karla Ortiz. You can start, Karla.
Hi. Hello. Hi, everybody. So, I know that in the back you probably can't hear me very well. You can just, chill. If you want to, listen, you can just kind of come in. I'm sure that there's some spots in here. I don't care if people sit here. Do you care? I don't care. But Andre came up to me and said, hey, do a 20-minute TED Talk, for THU. And I'm just like, fuck, man. I don't know. I talk forever. I don't know if 20 minutes is nearly enough time for all the shit I want to say. And then I thought about all the different kinds of subjects and things that I could talk about. And just by giving various workshops, what are the best things that people usually come to me and say, oh my God, this really spoke to me. So here's my talk. So again, hey, wake up. So, hi, I'm Karla. I'm a concept artist, an illustrator, and a fine artist. And this is Art Thoughts. 20 minutes of stories and thoughts of arts, life, and stuff, and just general shit. I'm gonna sit down. Usually I stand for this stuff, but I have to, because I have to click this stuff. You guys don't have to be that quiet. That's awkward. You're in a party. Chill the fuck out. All right. So out of everything that I've ever been talking about that always stick with people is my story about, the time that I gave up. And I was always kind of a prodigy type of child, I guess. The people I hung out with, I was always the best in high school, and I always felt really kind of arrogant and full of myself. And I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna rule the world one day. I was just a little shit. And then one day I entered a really shitty school. For those of you that aren't from the United States, congratulations. For those of you that are from the United States, this is a shitty school called an Art Institute at Fort Lauderdale. It stole so much money from me and didn't give me an education at all. But why did I join this? Because back when I was a young little shit, I really wanted to be an animator. And I thought, holy shit, if I could animate, that's it. I can, control the entire art world. I will be an animator. I'll know how to draw. I'll know how to do fucking everything. I'd be the shit. And, and so I did. So I want to share with you guys my first animation. And, here comes this dude. He's all like, fuck no, man. I don't want to do that shit. Fuck all tits. That's pretty cool, man. And no, don't clap. part of it, part of me was just like, this was really cool, but another part of me hated myself because I'm like, that was awful. That was 9 seconds, and each second is 24 drawings. I can't draw that much. That sucks ass. That sucks so much. I can't even handle it. All I wanted to do was draw and paint, and it took that point for me to realize that. But I was alone. I didn't have a community until, and I gotta click this really quickly. No, don't play it. Don't play it. There we go. Until in 2004, I joined this website called conceptart.org. And in this website, I got to see incredible artists, fucking incredible. Some of them are here. What up? And to me, these people felt like aliens. These people felt like fucking wizards out of another town. They came from out of nowhere and zapped the world with their magic art. And here I was just doing stupid little fucking cartoons. And, I was still a little shit. So I was just like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, no, I can do that. I can do that too. Fuck those guys. I can do it. But no, I tried until in 2006, they had a Montreal workshop. And I decided to join, and that's me right there. You see that cocky little bastard? Yeah, that was me. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get to meet these people for real, and I'm gonna figure out what is that what is it that they do? What is their actual wizard power? And I met them, face to face, and I was like, a little fanboy. Sorry, I'm checking how much time I have, because I got 20 minutes. And I was a little stupid little fanboy, and I would go up to them just like, hello. yes, I like your artwork. and they'd be like, yeah, that's cool. And I'd just like walk away from that interaction like, God, I'm a piece of shit. Oh God, I fucked up. But they didn't care, and it's fine. But I saw them. I saw them do the amazing work that they do. I was like in awe, and I realized, holy shit, it's not secrets. I'm not here to steal secrets. I can't. They have no secrets. They're just amazing. They work really, really, really hard. So I decided, well, you know what? No, screw it. I'm gonna work really, really, really hard. But here's when the no, I'm not shushing people. Actually, I want people to talk and people to drink. And if like everybody has a beer on hand right now, cheers, cheers. Because it takes drinking to actually tell a very story about failure. So and I tried my best, and I did, studies, and I read all the books that they told me to read, and I tried my best, but I just couldn't see the path forward. When I was younger and I was a little shit, I was like, I am the best artist in the world, so of course this will, just happen by a miracle. Of course I will be great. But then suddenly confronted with greatness of the likes that I never imagined, I had no idea how to get there. And I was just like, fuck me, how do I even get there? And that clear path that was set before me suddenly got muddled and suddenly became just twists and turns to a moment where I didn't even know where the fuck I was going anymore. So one day, in a fit of rage, I threw away my pencil and I didn't draw for about 2 months. Every time that I would pick up a pencil, I would look at someone's artwork, and I would just feel lesser and inferior in every possible way. And yeah, lots of tears were had, mostly fucks. I don't cry often. I just get really pissed. I was like, fuck this shit. I can't paint, I can't draw. So that was me for about 2 months, up until one day I just was like, fuck it, I'm giving up art entirely. I started looking at other places. I started looking at being a scientist, because I thought, ooh, that'd be great, science. I like physics. Physics are fun. I could by calculation tell if someone's gonna survive a car crash or not. I liked acting, but then I was like, nah, fuck acting, because then that's just the same thing as art. Fuck that shit. Might explain why I like being on stage here with all of you today. But it was one of those things where it's like I was just like, fuck this shit. So I called my father, and I'm just like, you know what, Dad? Like, I just don't know what to do. I think I'm just gonna quit, and I'm gonna be a scientist or something like that. And he just laughs and chuckles, and it's like, congratulations, Karla. And I'm like, what? Congratulations? You're kind of messed up. What are you congratulating about? I'm telling you, I'm quitting art. He's like, no. You don't get it. And he's a musician, so he knows. He's like, you don't get it. You're not an artist unless you want to quit at least once. And I was just like, fuck me, dude. That sucks. And there was a moment where I was just kind of heartfelt, like, oh, that's my dad. Thanks, Dad. But there's another part of me that's like, you know what? Fuck you. No, that can't be true. But the one thing in my career that kind of changed at that moment was that suddenly I realized that I wasn't alone. And talking to all kinds of artists, from the biggest to the brightest, to the students, to the starting outs, I've realized that everybody feels this way at some point. I'm checking the time, see if I have time for a grandpa story. I do. One of my first experiences at ILM was as follows. I was in the elevator, and I was just kind of chilling out. And I'm sorry, I'm going to bring up a name. I know, it's a very LA thing. I don't live in LA. It's arrogant, but fuck it. Fuck you. So I was sitting in the elevator my first week at ILM, and I'm just kind of sitting there. I'm like, man, today was tough. And here comes Ian McKeg, and he's just like, whew. And I'm just like, Ian, how you do? He's like, oh, honestly, what a tough day. And I'm like, tough? What are you talking about? He's like, well, I tried my best to get this face just right, but it was just not working. I think I will do better tomorrow. And in my mind, in my little mind, it just went, because I just realized, holy shit, like, this is the man that when I was fucking younger, I used to look at his work and just be like, I don't know how to do this. He's amazing. And he has those days where he's just like, oh shit, I suck. Or, oh shit, it didn't go quite right. And we all have that. And when you realize that every single artist, whether they say so or not, if they don't say so, they're lying to you. Every single artist at some point has felt this way. And suddenly, that doesn't make you feel like, oh, this insecurity, this thing that I feel like shit, doesn't feel so real anymore because it's something we have in common. And then suddenly it's not about you. Your art isn't about you. It's about what, it's more about it's more about fixing a puzzle. It's more about, being outside and just being like, oh, this isn't a reflection of me. Because this isn't working doesn't mean that I suck. It just means that there's something I've yet to figure out. And we will talk about that in a moment. After that, I kind of got a bunch of books and I did a bunch of stuff. And because I am running out of time, I'm going to skip this part because it's not that important. But again, we are not alone. It's cheesy. It's fucking cheesy. It's like macaroni and cheese. It's disgusting. We are not alone. But you know what? It's true. Fuck you guys. Some more thoughts. And again, we'll go back on, how to fix all those things. But some more thoughts. There are some things that I've learned. Make time. Make time for your own personal endeavors. In your jobs, in your studies, and all of those things, you at some point will be demanded of things that you're just like, fuck me, man. I don't have time to do my own shit. I don't feel like I'm learning. I don't feel like I'm growing. Make time. I did this quick little SORN study in 30 minutes while I was working at ILM, and I just didn't have a breath to learn. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm missing something. Make time. Second, find a venue. It's one of the reasons why I like to do fine art. I love to have people come over and see the artwork. And at some point, if I know that my peers are watching, that makes me work even harder. Like, ooh, I can't have people look at this and like not know. And like, I don't want them to think bad of me. No, fuck them. I'm gonna show them what's up. It's important. We are artists, but we are also performers. The performing is in a visual sense. We talk in a visual language. The other one, be yourself. I learned this one after many long times. I always wanted to be Craig Mullins. I always wanted to be Ian McKeag. But you know what? I don't want to be Craig Mullins. I don't want to be Ian McKeag. I don't want to be anyone else but me, because that is the thing that gives originality to the work that I do. And it should be the same for everybody here. You should be you. You should be you. No one will experience life the way you do. And of course, we all fail. It's a very important thing. We all fail. In the back, keep talking, keep drinking. Fuck you. What are you doing? Listen, it gets awkward if they're all listening. But we all fail, and that's okay. It happens. It's a part of life. And so just fucking get up and stuff. And again, as I was speaking earlier, one of the things that changed for me, and I'm checking time, we got 7 minutes. One of the things that changed for me intensely when I realized that we are not alone, that when I realized that everybody feels like shit at some point, is that, art became less about me and more about the art and more about the puzzle aspect. For example, if you are, working on a jigsaw puzzle, you don't get pissed off if you can't find a piece. You don't go like, where the fuck is the piece? What the shit? No, that's ridiculous. Why would you do the same with your art? It's just a puzzle. And the way that to solve that puzzle is in two ways. And that got fucked up. But anyway, don't judge me. One way to solve the art puzzle is to thought and knowledge. Think about the painting that you're doing. Think about your brushstroke and be knowledgeable about it. Do you know the anatomy? Do you know about the light effects? Do you know about that shit? If you don't, find out. And once you find out, if it's not working out, what is it? Oh, it's practice. It's about doing it a bunch of times until it feels like secondhand nature. Sometimes it's like painting a face a million times until you're like, oh, I can paint. You guys, keep drinking, keep talking. What's wrong with you? Oh my God, it gets so quiet. I can't even take it. So yeah. So, because we have just a little bit of time. Actually, I went through way faster. I just have artwork to share. I thought, I wouldn't, I'd feel like an old grandpa, like back in my day. So yeah, so this is some work, that I've done throughout the years. I've done as an artist. I would tell you, the things that I was thinking of, the things that happened at the time. I think I did this painting at a time where I was just like really, 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 really tired, but just super excited to paint all kinds of crazy shit. Yes. And just stories behind art as well. I guess this is a talk about art thoughts, so here's some art thoughts. This is a painting about my friend. His name is John Brassel. That's another thought. Always use your friends in paintings. It's much fun that way. That way, like when you start painting it and you kind of laugh, you're just like, hey, I put my friend as a king. This one in particular is for this book for George R. R. Martin called An Illustrated History of Westeros. And this is a Targaryen king that's so nice that gets killed because, it's George R. R. Martin and that's what he does. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to put my friend in this. And so I did. And oh, hey, Wes, where you at? Okay, so I used Wes as this particular character. I got the chance to do Rhaegar Targaryen. And I'm just like, I messaged him. I'm like, hey, buddy, do you want to be Rhaegar Targaryen? He's like, he's only the coolest character ever. And I'm just like, yeah, what's up? And the funny story about these two as well is that we went to Spectrum Live and we actually met George R. Martin. Actually, they met George R. Martin before I did. But of course, they decided to jump the gun and went over to George R. Martin and was like, hey, we're in your book. And he's probably like, I don't know. And then they showed him the pictures and he went to my friend. He just went like, oh. He was so excited. And of course, I got the chance to meet him later. And again, like how I did to my art heroes back in the past, I just went over. I'm like, hi, George R. Martin, I work for your book. It's like, okay, cool. No, he was a sweetheart. There are stages in a painting where I like to call the butt painting, and that's normal. Again, talking about our talk earlier, just about we all fail. And even in individual paintings, there will always be a moment where you're just like, man, this thing fucking sucks. And this was the butt stage for me. I couldn't quite get the face. I couldn't quite get the arms. Something was wrong. Something was missing. But, rather than feeling sorry for myself, rather than feeling like I'm shit, rather than feeling that I'm lacking something substantial as a human being, I decided, I'm just going to take a walk. I think I drank some coffee or I don't know, did some illegal substance. I have no idea. But no, I'm wholesome. But, I took some time and I just kind of thought about it and came back to it. And, started realizing, the face is kind of small. Oh, I haven't figured out the back quite well. Oh, the arms are too short. Oh, that, action doesn't feel quite right. And I started following my instincts and started, and that's important as an artist, to follow your instincts, to be like, oh, you know what, that spot over there isn't quite right. What's wrong with it? Oh, let me figure it out. And you put your fucking Sherlock Holmes hat on, and you kind of look at all the clues. Is it the anatomy? Is it the lighting? Is it the texture? What is it? And so I came up with the final. This is a drawing I did. The model is right over there. He's currently my boyfriend. Hello, Joshua. Yes, I am an art cliche. I dated my model. But yeah, no, this particular drawing was very important to me because it's the moment that I realized, oh shit, I love drawing, I love painting, I love fine art, I love things that are just for me. And this one was the moment where I realized I literally have to make time. I have to make time for myself. I have to make time for the things that nourish me as an artist and the things that inspire me and push me to be better. I'm super fucking excited to pursue, that aspect of my art life now. Again, more of my fine art. I think this one took about 4 days. And it was one of the first Moleskine entries that I did. And yes, it's actually the same girl. She's an art friend of ours. This is Nadia. This one and that one. I mean, that one and that one. And that one's another friend. And all of these were done in about in 2 days, 3 days, about that much. And it's always just really nice to kind of go off and explore and go off and do your own thing. If you feel like, again, if you're overworked with either school or work, just to sit down and do your own thing is nice. It reminds you why you are an artist, why it is that you fell in love with it in the first place. And it is exciting. And not just that, but it pushes you. I did all of these after I came back from a trip to Prague, and I saw Alfonso's Muka's Slav epic. And when I went in there, my knees got wet, all weak, and I was just like, I can't stand. And then immediately I came back and I'm just like, that's what it's like. That's the emotion. I want to capture it. And I did these drawings. And then I went back to ILM where I was working at the time. And I got even more excited about working. So I guess it's just kind of falling in love with what you do. Never get stuck in a rut where you're just like, well, what I do is okay. I don't know. Fuck it. No. Fuck you, man. Get excited. Follow the things that, get excited about. And I wanted to show you guys some process if it loads. I always like to start with a good, strong bass. I like to start with all of that. And, no, go away. And other stuff as well. And some more process of my drawing. And I guess I did run out of time. I guess I am a grandfather and just started talking about stories. And back in my day, we used to draw in charcoal. And even more and more. But then that's it. Thank you. And wait. And apparently there's a surprise for me or for you. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I can say so. They told me. I mean, it's not really a surprise because now I know. But back in the last Trojan Horse, I had a chance to do. Andre over here, who fantastic, came over to me and he was like, "Hey, would you be cool with if we did like a cool sketchbook thing where we talk about sketchbooks?" I'm like, "Yeah, cool, that sounds cool." And we did the first one, and it was me and him, and we had an interview about sketchbooks. And by the way, this is in Trojan TV, the TV. It was really, really fun. And after the first one, we were like, "Oh, let's do more." So we went around and we got a chance to talk to some artists from young to super established. Young being Sean Silvestri, young guy, to established, Ian McKegg, which was, those two have already been released. But the one who hasn't been released has been the one of Kim Jong-gi. I had a chance to interview Kim Jong-gi. And, well, I was in the interview, so I know what it's about, but I haven't seen the promo, so they're going to share that with you guys right now. Woo!
제 스케치북의 의미는 일상을 기록하는 것들도 있지만 제가 평소에 관심 있는 것들을 그리는 거, 그 다음에 약간 스트레스를 해소하는 공간 같은. 이렇게. 만약 이 스케치북을 줍는다면은 줍는 사람께서는 꼭 전화번호 1로 연락해달라고 적혀 있고요. 그 다음에 다음 내용이 궁금하지 않냐고 이렇게 딱 적혀 있어요. 그래서 돌려주셔야 다음 장을 그리지요 이렇게 적혀 있어요.
Oh man, all I can say, it was super dirty.
It's all about sex with Kim Young-ji. All about sex.
The translator was like, "No, I can't say that."
So we have the third round of food, and after that, the final talk. It will be me talking about my experience about artists.